Hey, so very first thing you want to do normally when you're using recording software is make sure and enable one of the channels to record. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, you know. So it's the SoundCloud episode, SoundCloud sessions here, Moose with you. So what we do is I kind of make these shows for either kids that are just getting into metal or kids that listen to Asking Alexandria and the Black Veiled Brides and they think that that is metal or falling in reverse or whatever. And that's cool. I mean, I'm glad you guys are into those fun bands or whatever. But a long time ago, back before you were born, there were amazing bands putting out amazing music. And so we're going to play a lot of that tonight. But tonight's episode is based on the letter S, not just bands that start with S, but songs that start with S. And we're going to go all over the spectrum from super duper heavy metal to Gothenburg metal to classic metal, like right there with Iron Maiden, with Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. We're going to go all the way back to even some way classic rock, but it's one of the most monumental tunes of all time. It's the Moose here with you, SoundCloud session, episode S. Coming up next, we got a band. You know, I don't even know who the hell's next. So let's look. Let's see. We start out with a little. This next band you might have heard of, but it's interesting to me that there are a lot of people that listen to this band now and they just love this band and they're huge fans of this band. But you go back and you play them some old stuff and they don't even recognize who the hell it is. This is a little tune called "Seek and Destroy." You might have heard of this band, little band out of the Bay Area called Metallica. "Seek and Destroy" off of "Kill 'Em All." Kill 'Em All. Not kill 'em all, but kill them all. Something like that. Kill 'em all, Metallica, Seek and Destroy. On the Moose SoundCloud session. You know, there are kids out there who've never heard Seek and Destroy. They think Enter Sandman is the only cool Metallica song. So, or there are a bunch of people out there who went and bought the one single off of the Injustice for All CD and said, "Hey, this one song is really good. I don't know about this B side, but you know." So I try to do a little educating. It's just one of those deals, you know. And I love to do this because I get to play a bunch of stuff that I don't normally get to play. So this next one, especially, a great one. All right, for all you kids out there who have the Black Album and think that's the pinnacle of Metallica, you're wrong. That's from an album called Kill 'Em All. That's their first release on Megaforce Records. Go back and check it out. They had a guy playing bass for them named Cliff Burton. If you've never heard of him, you should check it out. Cliff 'Em All. You pick it up, rent it on Netflix or something. Yeah, so there's a whole history going on back there. I know that Enter Sandman is a rockin' tune, but it goes back before that. So this next band is a band that I think there was a point in the late 80s, early 90s where there was a label called Shrapnel. And there were geeks like me who were guitarded and was really in guitar, and we bought these records of these amazing shred guitar players. But like above all to me, this was the ultimate in shred. And the coolest thing about this band is if you break up the members of the band now, you've got members of Judas Priest, you had members of Mr. Big. So it's a Badlands. That's right. So anyway, yeah, this band ended up breaking all of the records that Van Halen had set at the Gazzarri and the Rainbow and stuff like that. And my favorite guitar player of all time, Bruce Paul Gilbert, and also Bruce Boulay, who played in the Scream, who got famous when their singer went to sing for Motley Crue. Anyway, Bruce Boulay, Paul Gilbert, amazing. All of the guys in this band, John Alderetti. Yeah, Scott Travis, the drummer, now plays with Judas Priest. And so, yeah, man, it's a little bit of Racer X. If you've never heard of Racer X before, and you think you're a good guitar player because you can play a Korn song, I dare you to sit down for a couple minutes and try to figure these guys out. Racer X off of the Second Heat album, just sacrifice. Yeah, man, Racer X, big part of my childhood in the whole metal world because they just blew my damn mind. And if you've never heard them or listened to them before, it's disgusting. It's like Judas Priest on a whole nother level. But anyway, yeah. So dig that one. It's really good. I like it a lot myself. So there you go, Racer X off the Second Heat album with Sacrifice. Amazing, amazing tune. Some of the most incredible guitar playing you'll ever hear in your life. It's just like completely noodle city. I mean, it's arpeggios and Yeah. So anyway, we're doing the whole show tonight with the letter S. It's not just bands that start with S, but songs that start with S. This next one, a lot of people like. I think that when you mention the name, anybody that's not like old school and knows the history behind the band, when you hear the name Quiet Riot, you just kind of laugh. You're like, oh yeah, bang your head, whatever, blah blah blah. But I mean, there's really a lot of history in that with Randy Rhoads, who went on to play with Ozzy, of course, and died in a terrible plane crash. But and this song is off of the Mental Health record, which was one of the first metal records to ever go #1 on the Billboard charts. And this was the song off that record that Randy actually wrote. So it's an amazing tune, and it's Slick Black Cadillac, one of my favorite tunes from Quiet Riot. But if you're one of those people who just kind of like Quiet Riot, whatever, and you don't know anything about them, you should give them a listen and look into their history because they played a big role in probably what you're listening to now. Quiet Riot off of Mental Health with Slick Black Cadillac. I love Slick Black Cadillac. Love the Mental Health album. Love the Condition Critical album. Love QR3. Even though I get a little heavy on the keyboards on QR3, when Chuck Wright came into the band, it started a little keyboardy, but it's still good record. Kevin DuBrow, amazing voice. Always like Carlos Cavaza myself, and he was one of those weird, like he wasn't traditional. Him and Richie Sambora, two of those guitar players that I think play non-traditional stuff, and it's fun to listen to. All right, a little bit of Quiet Riot there off the Mental Health release. Came out in 1983. I know that's a long, long time ago. That's why I really like to make this show for kids, like I'm saying, so they can hear some of this music and go, oh, well, that big fat moose guy's an idiot. This all sucks. But that's okay. I'm going to make it because I like it anyway. This next band, I just had it right here and I lost it. Where'd it go? This next band, if I can find it again. Yeah, so this next band, monumental in the world of metal. If you go way, way, way back, before Metallica, before Slayer, before Testament, before Megadeth, before all that stuff, I guess you could say they were all playing at the same time. But these guys did something that was unbelievable. And if you want to get into some cool trivia stuff that you can, blow your friend's mind away, look up the story about Jeff Becerra, the lead singer of this band, because Jeff Becerra got paralyzed and is in a wheelchair now, and he'll tell you that he thinks that God did this to him in punishment for being in this band. So interesting, Jeff Becerra and Possessed, and Larry Lalonde also, who was in a little band called Primus. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but it's another band you should check out if you're new into the music world. But this is Possessed with the title cut off of Seven Churches. It's damn metal. I mean, it is one of those things that if you don't listen to Seven Churches, it's kind of like not liking tacos. We can't really be friends if you're like, oh, I don't like Seven Churches. Yeah, well, I love Seven Churches. I love Possessed, so I feel bad for Jeff Becerra not being able to walk and stuff, but I still love the music. Well, going from one end of the spectrum to another end of the spectrum, this band is one of those bands that I think they were so different that I think they scared the hell out of people. But it's also another one of those bands that people either love them or they hate them. They had a huge, huge, huge Beatles influence on their sound, which drew me in, really quickly because I love the Beatles. So when I heard this band, and it's another thing about this band is that they're not considered hard rock; they were just a rock band. But with Doug Pinnick singing such a bluesy voice, and also, Ty Tiber, that's his name. The guitar player, his guitar tone was so beautiful. It kind of reminded me of an Eric Johnson, kind of real muted, strange tone. I know that there aren't many people out there who are like, I listen to this music because of the guitar tone, but I'm a dork, so I did. This is one of those songs where you listen to it and you're just like, I don't even understand how that would be considered rock and roll, but it's a strange cut on the record. It's a more of a rock and roll record, but off of the Gretchen Goes to Nebraska release, King's X here with Summerland, and what an amazing tune, one of my most favorite King's X songs. But if you ever get a chance to check out some King's X, go back to Gretchen Goes to Nebraska and Out of the Silent Planet. All of their records are really good, but those two are my favorite ones. Check it out right here, Summerland, King's X, and beautiful guitar tone. Man, did you hear the tone on that? It's awesome. Yeah, so these are the kind of shows that I make, and people watch the videos and they're like, okay, well, somebody's a nerd. I mean, I am. I'm totally cool with admitting that I'm a total music. I don't think I put a single bumper in here so far, so I probably better do that at some point, so it somewhat resembles a show. Wow, what a dork. Summerland. Alright, move on here. That was really bad of me to do that. So we're going to do a double shot with another bumper there so it doesn't sound so horrible. Um, maybe, if I can find one here. This is the fun of making a podcast because I don't have to do it all fast and quick. I can just do it at my own pace and because I don't want to be rushed into crap. All right. So after King's X, we're going to get into who? Let's see. Yes. Great tune. All right. Get to the end here. I'll do a little bit of talkie-talkie. Actually, let's do this. Let's do that in here. All right. No, we'll talkie-talkie. If you don't get the chance to listen to the shows on SoundCloud, make sure and go to SoundCloud. Just look it up. I'm called The Moose on there. It's a bunch of shows that I don't usually release on Spreaker or anything like that. And it's much more casual, laid back. It's fun, just about music and stuff. It's one of those kind of deals. Now, here's a guy that I just played that I like to play his music on my shows because I think he's a musical genius. And those of you who are not familiar with him, when he was like 17 years old, he joined up with Steve Vai to play guitar on a Steve Vai record. When you get picked up by Steve Vai to play guitar, that means something. He is the master of Control Chaos, and not only that, he's done so many records and so many different musical styles, including like bluegrass and electronic music. And his name was Devin Townsend. That was a strapping young lad, strapping young lad with Satan's Ice Cream Truck. A lot of his stuff is just comical because music is so easy to him. He just has to make fun of himself, and he did the whole Ziltoid 1 and 2 records. Make sure and check those out. Those are interesting concept records about an alien. Anyway, Devin Townsend was Strapping Young Lad. Check it out. Even the Devin Townsend Band, amazing music. It's incredible. It's the Moose here playing the S stuff, songs that have a band that start with the letter S, or there's an S in the title of the song. I don't know. It's just the letter S. Today's letter is S. Okay, so that was my really poor, Sesame Street impersonation, but I mean, what the hell, you gotta throw it in there because I don't even know if anybody will watch this or listen to it, but you never know, it could happen. So we had a little strapping young lad there. Who's next? Where'd it go? This one, great one. Excellent tune. This is one of those songs that I remember the first time that I heard it off of my favorite Black Sabbath album, Solitude. Comes off of the. It's not my favorite Black Sabbath album is not Solitude. It's Masters of Reality. The song is called Solitude. I remember the first time I heard it, I was just stunned that was Ozzy. I was like, that was Ozzy singing that? Didn't sound anything like Ozzy. And it's an amazing showcase of Geezer Butler's talents on bass and how he can create such an awesome atmosphere with a bass line. It's a somber tune. Obviously, a depressive love song, but an amazing song by Black Sabbath. Incredible. I love it. And it's one of those. It's not my ultimate favorite Black Sabbath song. My favorite is Into the Void. But it's just one of those songs that when I hear it, I'm like, that's so incredible. uh, the mood set by it. It's just a wicked tune. So